Hello, and welcome to another Top 5 here at MacGuffinPodcast.com. I am Brandi.
And I'm Alan.
Today, we're going to have a little fun talking about our top 5 robots. There's a lot more robots having fun in film than there are in real life yet,
That's true.
I mean, that could change at any moment, though, according to film. So
They can take over at any time.
Yes. Okay. You want me to go first?
Sure.
All right. My number 5 is from film that it was a favorite of mine as a kid that remains not even a guilty pleasure as an adult, just a cheesy go-to pleasure, and that is Johnny Five from Short Circuit.
Yes.
I love Short Circuit. I even have a soft spot for the fairly terrible / awesome sequel where at the end he's gold-plated and he gets American
and he can
citizenship.
fly for some reason.
I mean, there's like nothing better than that, right? Ending in the glory of American citizenship. I don't know. I like this sort of like nice, I wish I was a human kind of robots, I guess.
He's like the Pinocchio of robots.
He totally is, and then he has his adventures like sticking it to the other robots that are still like evil shooting machines, and we learn that it is better not to be a shooting machine, but to make friends and become an American citizen, and that is why we like Johnny Five. Who is alive.
Yeah, I totally thought about this one when I was making my list, but I really hope that you put it on yours. So I'm glad I was right on that one.
I have that DVD.
Yeah, awesome, Johnny Five. All right, moving on to my number 5. My number 5 robot is a Gort from The Day the Earth Stood Still. The cool thing about this robot is that he doesn't talk, he doesn't do anything, but he shoots lasers out of his eyes and is complete
He's just like,
thug.
Don't mess with me.
Yeah. I mean,
he's the original
Klaatu
thug.
and him come to Earth. They're like, hey, we bring peace. We want, all you guys to stop fighting. And then all of a sudden, Gort comes in and shoots lasers at everyone and destroys all their weapons and everything. Just totally the, quintessential thug robot. Gort. Oh, and by the way, Thor from this year, the robot in that, you cannot tell me that's not Gort.
Robot. I've already forgotten almost everything about Thor except for
those of you that still remember
looks like
the robot. Yes, the robot in Thor is Gort. So anyway,
I believe you that there was a robot. All right, number 4. This is my one. Well, maybe not my one, but this is my main evil robot on the list.
Okay,
and that is T-1000 from Terminator 2. Robert Patrick. You could have the original Terminator on the list too.
What kind of idiot would do that?
Maybe we'll see later on. But I decided to go with the villainous, crazy, steely-eyed, shape-shifting, melting, just thing of nightmares. I mean, to be a robot and to be able to shapeshift?
That's pretty intense. I have to admit, I didn't think about this one because he was more of a liquid than an actual machine with moving parts and everything. But
he was still made out of metal, and
yes,
still
it's true.
Terrified me.
That's true. You make a good point. I
wanted to have one evil robot, and that was the one that first popped into my mind. Even if maybe an argument can be made that he doesn't fit the description.
It's all good. It's all good. Speaking of evil robots, that is not my number 4 pick.
Oh.
I'd have to cheat on mine and pick a duo of robots. It is R2-D2 and C-3PO from Star Wars. If you include one, I feel you have to include the other.
Oh man, C-3PO is such dead weight. Like R2-D2 is
he's kind of
pulling him along.
I mean, R2-D2 is the gung-ho, outgoing, adventurous kind of robot, and C-3PO is more of the timid, like, I don't know if we should do this. I don't know. I mean, they make good chemistry, even though R2-D2 doesn't say a word that we understand. But
we understand. We understand what he means. I can understand eye rolling in any language.
Nice. Even in robot language, huh? But I mean, those two characters are really what I feel stands out amongst all 6 films.
Yeah.
They're really the highlight. They bring so much to the series.
Timeless,
yeah. What else can I say?
It would be hard to imagine it without that jolt of humor.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. They're great. All right. Well, my number 3 actually helped to inspire C-3PO, and that is Maria from Metropolis.
Oh, okay.
Arguably the first robot ever to appear in film.
True.
And if you look at the design side by side, I think there was a little bit of an homage being paid. Yes.
Yep.
Metropolis is an incredible film, extremely influential in the realm of sci-fi, which, you know, all robot films fall under. And I don't know, things start to get a little nonsensical when the robots come in Metropolis, but it's also awesome.
It's awesome, yes.
And the actress whose name I'm blanking on right now, that I'll have to like make a comment about later, is incredible, playing both the person and the sort of robot version that's made of her in the movie. It's good stuff.
Yep. I mean,
I know you like that movie too.
I love that movie. I mean, I agree 100% with everything you said. I can't say anything else. It's a great movie, great robot. So
great.
Moving on to my number 3 pick. My number 3 falls under the category of badass robots. It is RoboCop.
All right. I thought a little about this one. I have such a soft spot for that movie. He has
a massive gun hidden in his thigh. He has a spike that comes out of his arm. He has a human face that looks really, really distorted and crazy. The cool thing about RoboCop is that he is a crime fighter. He takes down bad guys, but he never has to run. He never runs in any of the movies. He walks like super slow, but for some reason he can like still take down everyone. I mean, if that's not badass, I don't know what is. So.
Yeah, he's like the Michael Myers of robots or something.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he does fly later on, but I mean, let's not talk about the sequels. So.
Whatever. I mean, flying robots, pretty cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, my number 2 is a cheat. I'm including a duo of robots as well.
Ah.
So, and that is Wall-E and Eve from the film Wall-E. They're so cute.
They are.
There's really like so much. I mean, I could just stop there because they are like the cutest thing that's ever happened. But they're also great characters, and the relationship that they have with each other is very touching. And I love the way that the film explores the two like different kinds of robots, where Wall-E is this very like clunky, functional, I have a task to perform kind of robot, and Eve is this whole other side with the sleek,
way more advanced.
I love it. I love that movie. I love their depictions of robots in it, and I couldn't choose between the two of them. So.
I mean, it's kind of amazing how you can totally buy into a love story involving 2 robots. But I mean, the way they were made, the characterizations is just amazing.
Well, like I said,
amazing characters.
I like friendly robots who have feelings. So.
Speaking of friendly robots,
who have feelings?
My number 2 pick is one you kind of alluded to earlier. It's from Terminator. It's the T-800. I mean, first film, he's the crazy like killer out to get Linda Hamilton. Second one, he becomes the hero, the father figure. You know, he learns to become more human. And I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger as a robot, you can't beat that. Half his face is gone. You see the skeleton, the red eye. I mean, it's awesome. So, I mean, what else can you say?
Everybody loves the Terminator.
Everyone loves the Terminator. And he beat the T-1000.
I know.
Sorry.
No, I'm glad, because I don't have to worry about the T-1000 coming to get me. All right. My number 1, speaking of robots with feelings. My number 1 is from a film I think is really, really, really fantastic. Okay. 1999, directed by Brad Bird, and that's The Iron Giant. I love The Iron Giant. I really do. I think he is like a great character. I just watched this movie again like 4 days ago, inspired by putting this list together. It's so good, guys. Like, it is so cute, like, and so well put together. The script is great, the characters are great. And if you don't fucking shed a tear when the giant decides that he wants to be Superman, like, I'm sorry. You have a heart of coal.
Yeah, it's it's really an underrated film. I mean, it's probably one of the great animated films to come out.
It's incredible.
In the last, 15 years or whatever. I'm really glad you chose that one because I was this close to putting it in mind, but I was like, maybe Brandi will put it. Okay, I'll risk it.
There was no contest. There was really no contest. I love that movie so much.
It's really E.T. in animated form. I mean, it's,
you know how I feel about E.T.?
Yeah.
Commenters are telling me to shut up about it, so...
Yeah. Totally love Iron Giant. Great pick. My number one, yes, is a repeat. It is WALL-E. I didn't put Eve in there. I totally didn't realize that. I'm sorry. Sorry to all the female robots out there. One thing I have to say, though, the design of WALL-E is a complete ripoff from Johnny Five.
Oh, complete.
Oh, it's a complete ripoff.
It's hard to use the word complete.
I mean, it's pretty darn close.
It's reminiscent.
I think a lot of the goodwill we have for WALL-E is pretty much descended from Johnny Five. But, whatever. It's cool. I mean, you said everything about WALL-E. He's a great, great character. The relationship that he had with Eve is so, so touching. I mean, the first half of that film is just hits you right there when he's trying to make Eve fall in love with him. I mean, it's a great, great film. I mean, it's probably one of the top 5 films that we continuously talk about here on the podcast.
With good reason.
With good reason. So, yeah, WALL-E.
All right. That has been another Top 5 here at MacGuffinPodcast.com. We have plenty more where that came from at the website, along with the regular podcast, articles, etc., etc., etc. And we will see you next time.
Peace.